Now, you may have seen the political rallies in the news happening in places like Nepal, Indonesia, and the Philippines. And you may have noticed something unusual. Protesters hoisting the One Piece flag or dressing up as superheroes like Batman or Spider-Man. Now, these characters and designs are protected IP, intellectual property. So why are they showing up in political protests? And is it even legal? Let's take a closer look at the intellectual property implications. Fictional characters and stories are protected in different ways under IP law. So copyright protects creative content like the artwork, stories, and characters. The trademarks protect brand identity. Now, these are the names, the logos, the designs used to sell products and services. And then we have industrial designs that protect the visual appearance of products, like a design on a t-shirt or the shape of a toy. So together, these rights help creators and companies control how their work is used, especially when it crosses into commercial territory. Now let's take the One Piece Jolly Roger flag or the Guy Fawkes mask from V for Vendetta. Now technically, reproducing these without permission is copyright infringement. But in reality, most companies don't sue every person who uses these designs without a license. Why? Because it's priceless organic media exposure, something you simply can't manufacture. Now when their characters show up in protests, news coverage, and viral posts, it boosts visibility and reinforces their cultural relevance and impact. It keeps their stories alive in public conversation and often sparks renewed interest in their brand. And sure, there's lost revenue from official merchandise, but many IP owners see the bigger picture. The popularity and symbolic power gained from these moments often outweigh the cost of enforcement. Columbia law professor Tim Wu calls this tolerated use, when rights holders choose not to enforce the law because the cultural benefits are worth more than strict control. Now let's talk about trademarks and industrial designs. Trademarks are only infringed when someone uses them to sell something or mislead the public about where a product or service comes from. Industrial designs, on the other hand, protect the appearance of a product, like the shape of a mask or a toy. So if someone waves a One Piece flag at the protest, that could be considered free political expression. But selling t-shirts or bandanas with that design, that would be commercial use and considered copyright, trademark, and design infringement. And that's where most companies draw the line. When people are making money off of their IPs, they usually ignore expressive, non-commercial uses, but once profit enters the picture, it's time to step in. And it's a balancing act. Brands have to decide when to let things slide and when to protect their image, revenue, and design integrity. Now, it's striking how much influence a fictional story can have in the real world. In Indonesia, for example, the government warned that flying the One Piece flag during Independence Day could be seen as a threat to national order and even lead to criminal charges. So these are not just fan tributes, they've become symbols of protest, identity, and resistance. Stories that began as entertainment are now being used to express frustration, anger, and defiance towards political leaders. They've crossed over from fiction into the language of real-world dissent. Now, all of this shows how tricky it is to balance intellectual property, free speech, and commercial use. Creators want to protect their work. Protesters want to use powerful, familiar symbols to make their point. And in the middle, vendors are cashing in without permission. That's why tolerated use is more than just turning a blind eye. It's a smart middle ground, letting symbols spread through culture while still keeping an eye on infringement. So thank you for watching. I look forward to sharing more ideas with you about how IP works in the real world and how you can protect your own creations and brands while staying culturally relevant. Feel free to share your thoughts below and visit our website to keep the conversation going. Wherever you may be in the world, take care of yourself and continue to fight the good fight. And remember that our stories matter, our brands matter, and our designs matter in the real world. not just on our screens.